Hello, my name is Dee. Today we are going to be doing a reading on what is going on in your love life. Okay, so pretty much any general messages that need to come through, regardless, hopefully, of your relationship status. We are just looking for messages from spirit, any advice and guidance that we can get from your guides, and so on and so forth. So we're going to have three piles. First up is Tiger's Eye. Pile number 2 will be rose quartz. And pile number 3 will be this red jasper. Okay, so let's see what is going on. We are going to jump right into you, a tiger's eye. Okay, let's see what is going on in your love life. What is it that you need to know right now regarding your love life? Okay, pile 1. Okay, big message I feel, starting out with the Three of Swords in reverse. You are healing, you're taking care of yourself, you are focusing on self-love and self-care, you're focusing on releasing old relationship baggage, old relationship trauma, and if you are not, then this is a strong indicator that you should be. Okay, focus on meditation, introspection, self-love, self-care, and I would also recommend Reiki for helping to balance your heart chakra. My dog wants attention. I don't think he's on camera right now, but he's nudging me. But yeah, that's a very, very strong message to start out with. Page of Wands, and you're doing all of this healing work because you want to begin to take action toward your love life. You don't want to be stuck feeling this way forever. Okay, you don't want to be stuck. You want to release it all, and that is huge. That's a very powerful message, honestly, because where we start off here with this Three of Swords and the Page of Wands is highly indicative that you are starting to take action for yourself. It's highly indicative of you recognizing that you perhaps have been kind of sitting or feeling stuck in a myriad of relationship or love and relationship issues. Like I just got loneliness, I just got heartbreak, of course, even betrayal. There's really old relationship baggage that you have been carrying with you, and it's almost like even perhaps as of now, as of today, but it could be as of the past few months, even as of the past year, however long it's been, because it's been recent, somewhat recent, that you've almost had this epiphany of, I do not want to continue to feel this way. I don't want to continue to, sit on the sidelines, especially when it comes to something so important, such as my love life. I'm kind of done sitting on the sidelines. I'm going to do what I need to do for myself, and then I'm going to move forward. I love it. Love to see it. So we have the High Priestess, again indicating you've been focusing on personal and spiritual growth. I feel like that High Priestess is also indicative of you really opening yourself up to being able to receive. The High Priestess is indicative of the divine feminine. So, what's it called? I guess like feminine nature. Like if we're looking at masculine and feminine, I don't feel like nature is the right word to use here. So forgive me, but it's the only word that I can come up with. But if we're looking at feminine and masculine nature, it's feminine energy, or the divine feminine is the receiver, opening herself up to be receptive, opening herself up to be intuitive, while as the masculine is more so of the divine inspired action. And what you've been doing is you've really been opening yourself up, opening up your heart, or you should be opening yourself up and opening up your heart in order to be able to receive love, because that might have been something that has been an issue for you in the past. Even in past relationships, you might have been way more of a giver, a very nurturing, caring, supportive partner. Not that you shouldn't be, but you were doing it without getting anything reciprocated back to you, which caused some of that relationship baggage. Okay, and just in general, to me, this this feels like you are, perhaps after a period of time, finally beginning to open up your heart to other possibilities within your love life. You want to open yourself up, and you are opening yourself up. Whether you just started today or you started a year ago, you've literally been moving mountains when it comes to your personal and your spiritual growth. Okay, and then we move forward to the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. This to me is a focus on self-care, and the Queen of Pentacles to me is a focus on self-worth. Okay, that you've been putting time, effort, and energy into coming back into alignment. Perhaps you have had Reiki done. Perhaps you have been, doing meditations. Perhaps you have been focusing on, what it means for you to be able to give and to receive love. And then with that Queen of Pentacles representing self-care, or self-worth rather, you've really been taking the time, effort, and energy that you have and putting it into yourself. You've perhaps been excelling or propelling yourself forward in regard to your career. You've been excelling and propelling yourself forward in regard to personal growth and spiritual growth. You've really been buckling down and doing whatever it is that you need to do in order to truly begin to heal and to release yourself from any baggage that you might have had. Again, Five of Cups in reverse. You really are releasing a lot of this stagnant, negative energy that you've perhaps been holding on to. Okay, you really have begun to release a lot of the pain and the trauma that you have been through so that you can begin to move forward in your love life. Okay, and I again feel like if this is not resonating 100%, but this has been on your mind, then this is your green light into what it is that you should be doing. You should be focusing on yourself. You should be focusing on your career. And you should be focusing on really allowing for yourself to remain open. Basically to not let these negative past experiences that you have had mar your, want or need or desire for a loving, fulfilling romantic relationship. Not to close yourself off. And the Sun perfectly exemplifies that. In my opinion, the Sun is all about remaining open. It's about being open and authentic. It's also about staying true to yourself. And I feel like at this point today, whether you're just starting this healing process or you've been at it for like a year plus, whatever it may be, you have truly begun to feel more in alignment with who you actually are and what it is that you want from your own life. Okay, you've really become your own person. You've become this, let's say, I've heard beacon of independence. You have become your own person. And you're going to continue to become your own person in this very beautiful and fulfilling way. Okay? And it took some shitty experiences to get us here. But here we are. And you are moving forward. Not allowing yourself to be open. Again, releasing perhaps even a lack mindset when it comes to your love life. Knowing that there is enough love out there to go around. Knowing that and I feel like that's actually really important. Is knowing that there's enough love to go around. Okay, so now I want to just try to switch it up and see like what is coming into your love life. Because it's been a lot about self-healing, so maybe that's what your focus needs to be on at this point in time. Just saw the Queen of Cups fly out. Can I reach her? Yes, I can. Queen of Cups, along with the King of Cups that jumped out earlier. Even in regard to your love life, you're coming into alignment with your divine counterpart. We have the Magician, indicating for me two things: that commitment is on the way, and also that all of this stuff that you have learned, all of this self-healing work that you have done, all of the personal and spiritual growth that you have been working on is paying off. Oh my goodness. Too many cards. Cards just flipping around. Let's see. Oh, the Empress. Oh, she flew. The Empress jumped out. Nine of Pentacles. and this is what I wanted to roll for. This is why I continued to shuffle, is the Emperor. Okay, the Empress and the Emperor, very similarly to the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. There is a divine counterpart on their way to you. Okay, there's a divine counterpart. If you have just started or you want to start today on this healing work, then obviously it's going to take you longer to meet your divine counterpart. But there is somebody in your life, and that's like another thing that I just kind of keeps coming up here, is even though you've been doing a lot of this healing work, you might still have, let's call them bad days. You might still have bad days where you just start to feel like, I'm never going to find my person, there's nobody out there for me, and so on and so forth. But this is showing that there is absolutely somebody out there for you. And right now they're probably on their own self-healing journey, waiting or readying themselves to be able to come forward toward you. And Knight of Cups. So they're already on the way. Knight of Cups would indicate that they're already on the way. Knight of Cups to me would indicate that this is somebody you either know who's going to make a romantic gesture toward you quite soon, or this is somebody that you are going to meet rather soon in a romantic sense. You know, could be like an online date, but it's really going to go well. But if it's somebody that you know, and then 10 of Cups, Jesus Christ, what a beautiful reading. So, like, there's a lot going on here. I'm going to stop pulling cards for the time being. Divine counterpart on the way. Knight of Cups to me, I was trying to pull for when exactly is this person coming. This person's coming in very, very quickly. Okay, either way, some of you perhaps already know them, but I feel like for most of you it's somebody completely new. But regardless, it's somebody completely new that you've never dated before. Might be somebody that you know or know of, but it's not somebody you've ever been in a romantic relationship with before. And then we end with the 10 of Cups, yet again indicating divine counterparts. So you've put in the work, or you are putting in the work, and all of that work is leading you toward this beautiful 10 of Cups, happy family life. And the fact that if you have been putting in the work, this person's coming in very, 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 very soon. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can get a time frame. Okay. Maybe Leo season, which would be, I think we're still in Gemini, the star, which brings us to Aquarius. So maybe this person is an Aquarius. Let's see. And then the devil jumped out, but he jumped out with like 5 different cards. I would even say for like the amount of work that you've been doing and the amount of relationship trauma that you've been through, even if you've been at this healing work, I don't think that Aquarius or Capricorn Aquarius season is that far off for you, because it feels like you've been single for a bit, perhaps for most of you, you've been single for a little while, and that extra wait or waiting a couple of more months to meet somebody that's going to bring you, you know, this amount of love isn't really an issue for you. For others, if you just started this healing work, then this is somebody that it's of course going to take you working on yourself before this person's going to come forward. But we have the 5 of Wands, which I feel like is indicating, you know, very rapidly this person coming in. We got 5 of Swords, 6 of Wands. Again, just very quick moving cards. 5 of Swords would even indicate 5 weeks. And I believe, what is today's date? So, like, not so much in 5 weeks, but let's say in about 2 months we start Leo season. But I'm going to go with Aquarius and Capricorn for most. But there's just so many Wands cards jumping out here. So Wands represent days, Swords represent weeks, Cups represent months, and Pentacles represent years. And out of the cards that I pulled to just try to determine a time frame, 3 Wands cards jumped out. We then had the Star, death, and the devil popped out before. So I would say Aquarius, Capricorn season for most of when this divine counterpart is going to begin to move forward. Or this person can either be an Aquarius, a Capricorn, or a Scorpio with the death card. Scorpio season might also be significant for this connection as well. Okay? But to see the star and the devil jump out one right after the other would indicate to me that that's perhaps like when things are going to begin to really move forward with this connection, but things might start to become significant, or Scorpio season might have some significance to this connection as well. I hope that that made sense, because I feel like that is a good note to leave it on. Love is coming in, and it's coming in fast. And I do feel like, even though for some of you, you might hear December Aquarius and be like, that's not quick enough, I feel like for most of the people watching this pile, you've perhaps been single for however length of time. Not only have you been single, but you've been enjoying your singlehood. You've been working on yourself. You've been working on your career. You yourself as a person is really beginning to move forward. And I think I said, move mountains for yourself. Like you should really, another thing too that I just heard was proud. You should really be fucking proud of yourself for the amount of work that you've done. Okay, the amount of healing work that you've done, the amount of, independence and financial independence that you have gained in in what would be my opinion, a very short amount of time over the last like 1 or 2 years. The amount of personal growth and spiritual growth is astronomical. So I feel like for most of the people watching this pile, you're going to hear December, January, and you're not really going to fret over it. Because actually Aquarius season brings us into February too. But you're going to hear these dates, and it's not going to be that much of a time period for you, because you're used to being single and you're used to, going about your own business and taking care of yourself. But it just overall, this connection is one. And also for divine counterparts to because divine counterparts, of course, run on divine timing. And divine timing wise, to see all of these fast moving cards jump out is also highly significant. Definitely indicating that this person is well on their way to you. I also feel like they are, very much doing, especially with all these cards, all these King of Cups, Queen of Cups, the Emperor, the Empress, is definitely indicating that the two of you are mirroring one another also in your journeys, indicating that this person has been also working on themselves. They've been taking care of themselves. They've been feeling much more settled and much more independent in their life as well. So pile 1, thank you so very much for allowing me to read for you. This was such a beautiful reading for me to be able to do. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello pile 2, my rose quartz pile. Today we are looking at what is going on in your love life. Okay, so we're looking for any general messages that need to come through to please come through. Okay, whether it's from your guides, from spirit. Just trying to see what is going on in your love life, what you need to know about your love life. Okay, pile 2. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing that I heard was it's almost like you feel like you've been duped. Okay, yes, it's almost like you feel like you've been duped. So it's funny because the Emperor shot out like, he kind of started like this, and then he kind of started like this, and then he slid like this when he fell. And that was my first indication that it's almost like something in your world or something in your love life kind of feel like it got turned upside down. Especially because the Emperor is a card of stability and security. It is a card of, building a foundation together, or even already having that foundation together. It's a card of really feeling like your partner or your person is marriage material. And really planning on spending the rest of your life with this person. So the fact that he is reversed would indicate that there's something very unsettled within your love life at this point in time. The Knight of Cups jumps out next, which is indicative of a romantic proposal. It's indicative of, somebody asking you out. It's indicative of somebody proposing to you, whatever that romantic gesture might be. The other side of the Knight of Cups, though, even though he came out upright, is emotional manipulation, or somebody that is a bit of a player. My major concern would be, and this would be something that you would already know about, but it's definitely something that you're going to have to pull away from, is that you and this person were in a commitment together and there was some type of betrayal. And now carrying over, there might be some type of emotional manipulation at play to try to get you to stay with them, even though you are well aware of their betrayal. We have the cheating, lying scumlord, Seven of Swords, jump out, along with his brother, the Seven of Wands, in reverse. Okay, so to me, it seems like there's been a lot of arguments. There's been a lot of lies. You're aware of these lies. You know that your person's betrayed you. And this is a very recent situation, I feel like, for most people. This doesn't feel like something that happened years ago and it's something that you have to heal from. I feel like this is something that might be ongoing, or something that is occurring right now, where you're either awakening to somebody's lies, you're finally starting to realize them, or something very major came out about your person's lack of commitment. And now it's like both of you have your guards up. I feel like both of you have been arguing. I feel like your guard is super up, especially if this happened recently. It's almost like this overwhelming, I don't know how I'm going to recover from this, or I don't know how to move forward, because we did have this whole life plan together, and now my whole world just turned upside down. And your whole world didn't just turn upside down, sweetie. It's just this relationship. It's just this person. It's just another situation in your life that you are going to grow from and live through. We have Five of Wands in reverse, indicating both actual arguments between you and your person, as well as you internally or mentally fighting with yourself. This, to me, when it's in reverse, represents a lot of internal conflict. You might be thinking, should I stay or should I go? I feel like you should go, because it's going to be very difficult for you to ever let your guard down around this person ever again. That Five of Wands in reverse, I also feel like speaks to some sort of compromise, or like making peace with one another. So to me, of course, forgiveness is a beautiful thing, but you can forgive this person and you can still move on with your life. Right now, you're being urged to focus on self-love and self-care. You're being urged to take care of yourself first and foremost. You're being urged to heal, and you're also being urged not to allow this situation to close you off or keep your guard up for the years to come. Okay, but there's a lot of mental conflict going on here. There's a lot of... Queen of Swords was at the bottom of the deck, but she kind of like flayed behind. Queen of Swords to me would indicate that this is something that you really have to use discernment with. This is something where you have to be truthful and honest with yourself, very introspective, and really just come to terms with this through objectivity. Because yes, you do love this person. Yes, there's still love between you both. Yes, the two of you are trying to make peace with what's come out and what's been going on. But this is not necessarily something that you will be able to live with. Or this is not necessarily something that you will be able to, sit with and stay with this person forever. This is something that you really need to be honest with yourself, and objective over this situation. Even though there's a lot of love and there's a lot of emotions, you're also being urged, first and foremost, take care of yourself, focus on yourself, focus on your own healing, make sure that you are okay. And then you're being urged to use discernment and to be honest with yourself. Even though there's a lot of emotions, even though emotions are running high, you still need to almost keep this level head of, let's just say a good question to ponder would be, if I wasn't so in love with this person, would I continue to put up with their bullshit? Number two might be, you know, you might be trying to convince yourself to stay in a situation that you've outgrown and that is no longer serving you. I feel like another good question to always ask yourself is, would you be recommending, if this was your best friend, your closest loved one, and this same situation happened with them, would you be telling them to stay or convincing them to stay, or would you be convincing them to go? Okay, it's time for you to be, in this case scenario, your own best friend or your own closest loved one, and to really be, you know, the number one person on your team, to make yourself your priority at this point in time, so that you can, with objectivity and discernment, begin to move forward. Because we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Chariot in reverse. The situation that occurred here is too much for you to be able to get over. And I don't mean that in the sense of you're never going to be able to heal from it, and I definitely don't mean that in the sense of that you can't forgive this person for what has happened here. What I more so mean it as is that the trust has been broken, the foundation has begun to crumble, and this is not a situation that you're going to be overlooked. You're never going to feel the same way about this person again, and you're never going to trust this person again. And then we end with Three of Swords. I might pull more cards, so that might not be the end, but the Three of Swords is yet again highlighting the betrayal. It's highlighting how heartbroken you are because of this situation, and I also feel like it's a card of forewarning that if you do not begin to take a step back from this connection and from the pain that it has caused you, it's going to cause you issues within your heart space. You're going to close yourself off to love, because you're never going to love this person the same way again for what they've done. And if you leave this person and you allow yourself to remain stuck in that hurt and that betrayal, you are going to close your heart off to others. You know, you're really urged to, so urged to move on and to move forward. Okay? It's nice that the two of you can make peace with one another, but this making peace with one another, this finding forgiveness with one another, does not mean that you have to stay stuck with this person if you do not want to. You're being urged to please focus on yourself and focus on what it is that you need, to stop allowing this person to take advantage of you as well. Okay, this person might take advantage of you in a multitude of ways. Could be your kindness, could be the fact that you keep letting them in because you do have a big heart, but they're taking advantage of you. Okay, I just got this like weird kind of message of like, if this is something that you're aware of, okay, well, obviously, if you're watching this pile is definitely not meant for everybody. If you're watching this pile, this seems like a very targeted pile, like a very zoned in, select few type of pile. But another thing that I just got from this is that if this person's trying to tell you it was only one time, it wasn't only one time. And I feel like that's another way that this person has been taking advantage of you. So they're taking advantage of your good heart. They're taking advantage of, you know, you wanting to keep this together because you don't want your entire world to be turned upside down. And now's about the time where you might have to just allow the tower to crumble out from under you so that you can move forward and begin to move on with your own life. Okay? And I feel like that was a more so like zoned in or targeted type of message, because I don't feel like everybody's stuck around. I feel like I feel like your person's trying to make you stick around. I feel like they're trying to convince you that everything will be okay. But you're urged to move on. You're definitely urged to move on. Okay, so I want to just, because if you don't move on and you continue here, either way, if you continue to be stuck in that pain and sadness, or if you continue to surround yourself or be with this person in one way or another, you're going to get stuck in that pain and that sadness for longer than you have to be. What I want to do is just try to pull a card or two that's literally just advice for what it is that should be your next steps. Okay, your next steps in regard to healing, your next steps in regard to your love life, I would say that Queen of Cups, it was definitely the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords are both two excellent cards for you, you know, focusing on yourself, focusing on, you know, what's authentic to you, focusing on your most authentic self, focusing on what it is that you want and need and deserve and desire from life without influence from whoever this hopefully ex is. Yep, okay, so we have the Sun, we have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Swords. The Sun, remain open, allow yourself to heal. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in this feeling that you're in right now. We have Page of Pentacles. To me, both of these cards, you moving forward toward a more authentic self, let's say. You being open and honest with yourself about what it is that you want, need, deserve, and desire. You recognizing that you're not getting it where you're at, and you deciding to forge your own path. Forge your own path toward the future for yourself, by yourself. Allowing yourself to remain open to healing, allowing yourself to remain open. And also another part of this too, I keep getting this like sharing message. Confide in your bestest of friends. Confide in your closest loved one. Let them know what's been going on. Don't continue. Or therapy is another great tool as well. But you're being urged to speak your truth as well. Okay, I hope that that makes sense, because that is a very, very important message for, I feel, a lot of people to hear, is to speak your truth about this situation. Don't allow yourself to get railroaded. Don't allow yourself to be stuck in a negative situation that you want to leave. Okay? Page of Pentacles, again, you're forging your own path forward. And that Ten of Swords in reverse, indicating you really taking the time to focus on healing from this heartbreak and this betrayal that has occurred here. Okay? I would highly recommend meditation, introspection, self-love, self-care, therapy, and Reiki for this pile. Because, and also Seven of Swords in reverse just jumped out. Again, reiterating that you needing to be honest with yourself. Like you needing to get real with yourself. A lot of shit was uncovered. You found out the truth about this person that you had really high hopes for, or even had a future planned with within your love life. And now is the time for you to get real with yourself and begin to move forward. Begin to recognize that you don't want to be stuck in these feelings any longer than you have to be, or for any longer. And then, as I say that, Eight of Wands jumped out. Eight of Wands, of course, is a quick moving card. It's telling you to make your move. Whether it's getting away from this person because, you know, you just can't handle it anymore. You can't handle trying to placate this situation, or you can't handle trying to continue to make peace with this person when this person has hurt you so deeply. I feel like for others that have been kind of sitting in that betrayal for a certain period of time, this is the, you know, green light. You start today. Like, you start healing today, Mr. or Mrs. You know, you got to start to move forward for yourself, by yourself. You need to start staying true to yourself as well. Okay, so I hope that that made sense. As I said, for anyone watching this is an ongoing situation that you would be well aware of. This is absolutely not an indication if you chose to watch this video. If you chose to watch this video and you're introduced to me for the first time, this is not your pile. I just want to say that this pile is definitely not meant for everybody. I feel like if you are clicking onto this video and you and your partner have a very happy life together, then you and your partner have a very happy life together, and this reading just did not resonate for you. This situation is for people that are already well aware of what has been going on in their relationship and have been either preparing to leave their person, wanting to leave their person, or have just left their person for the betrayal that has been taking place. But if you are not aware of any scandals or any betrayals in your relationship, then this is not the pile for you. And I just want to make people aware of that if they didn't hear me say it at the beginning when I started to pull. So thank you so much, Pile 2. Thank you for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that you have a great day. Hello, pile 3, my red jasper pile. So today we are going to be looking into what is going on in your love life. Okay, we are looking for any general information that we can get. So whatever your guides, whatever spirit has to say about your love life, what is going on in it, what you need to know right now about it. Okay, pile 3. Okay, so right now, it's a lot of stuck energy. A lot of stuck energy. Like, you might have felt like somebody within your love life wasn't exactly who they presented themselves to be. I say that because we have the artist in reverse. So to me, the artist in reverse is indicating that you, at one time, you might have had very high expectations of love, and then you started to date. And you were like, wow, sometimes dating or online dating can be a bit of a cesspool. So it's like the artist in reverse to me is just kind of like bringing cesspool energy. Like, you've had a lot of just bullshit occur within your love life so far. And it's kind of really killed like the rom-com dreamland that you might have been hoping for in regard to your love life, or that we really all hope for in regard to all of our love lives. You're starting to realize that your fantasies and realities did not align. And I feel like that could also be the course of several different relationships or connections that just did not give you what it was that you wanted, needed, deserved, or desired. You know, expectations were not met. We have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is kind of like, to me, almost like an I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done with the bullshit. You know, like, you'd rather almost just turn a complete and total blind eye toward love. However, that complete and total blind eye toward love is causing for you to kind of close yourself off to it. Not, and I'll take that back. It's not kind of, it's a definitely. You are definitely beginning to close yourself off to love if you have not already. We have the Hermit in reverse. Brings me two messages. First one being, you do feel lonely at times, or you do feel alone. You wish that these fantasies weren't completely spoiled for you, because you'd like to be having them. You would like to have your person. You'd like to have that divine counterpart. So there's that loneliness aspect. I also feel like the Hermit in reverse is bringing me this, I am better off alone, or I'd be better off alone. I don't really want anyone. I don't want to find anyone. Yep, again, the Fool. You're very much so stuck. You know, you're stuck. I also feel like some of you might be waiting around for somebody to change. We got the Fool in reverse. So to me, again, we could go back to that, you know, you might be waiting around for somebody to change sort of thing, and this person is not changing. You might also be just perpetually negative about your love life. Okay, there might be I always say this about myself, that I'm perpetually single, so I just heard that. You know, you might be perpetually single, but you're also more so perpetually negative about your singlehood. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. At least in one way or another. But you're very much stuck in this energy. Four of Swords again. You're stuck, but you're also not putting yourself out there. You're not putting yourself out there, and you are being urged to put oh my God, you're being urged to put yourself out there in a major way. Because the thing is, you can say that you are better off alone, or that you'd rather be single, but if you're feeling this level of loneliness over being single, it's almost as though you are, it's basically, okay, what I first heard was the lies we tell ourselves. That makes sense, because the Two of Swords is a card of denial. And I do feel like what's coming through here is that you at times might be in denial of how badly your love life is something that you do want to explore. So when you give the excuse of, I'm better off on my own, or I don't want a relationship right now, or this, that, and the other, you're in a sense somehow lying to yourself, or you're in denial about it, because it is something that you want. It is something that you see for yourself. We have the Six of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay, that's definitely highlighting that it's time for you to put yourself out there. Whether that's online dating, whether that's meeting people through friends, however it is that you feel comfortable going about meeting new people, you're being highly recommended to do so. Okay? You're being so highly recommended to put yourself out there, because the truth of the matter is, what I've been trying to get at, is that you're not completely happy being alone. You're not as happy as you, I don't think it's that you're not as happy as you think you are, because I do feel like some of what's coming through here are like late night thoughts that kind of haunt you, where, there's certain times where, yeah, you are totally okay being single, but then there's other times where you feel really miserable and alone. And that misery is being somewhat perpetuated, but you keep sitting around when, if what you truly want is a life partner, is somebody in your love life, you need to begin to put yourself out there. Again, in whatever way you feel comfortable doing so. If it's online dating, yep, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. Even with the Six of Cups, the Six of Cups can indicate, which I'm not even saying this, but a page of blah, blah. Six of Cups can indicate somebody coming into your life. It could also represent somebody from your past returning. I don't feel like that this is about somebody from your past returning, maybe for a very select few people. But to me, this is almost like you going out and enjoying yourself, you doing things that you find enjoyable. And it also brings up Page of Cups and Six of Cups also bring up inner child, the inner child and healing the inner child. So to me, what I feel like this is more so representing is that when you begin to come more into alignment, or when you begin to heal your inner child, this is when you are going to really meet that person. So with that said, what is it that you find enjoyable? Is it hobbies or activities that maybe you could join a club and that's where you're going to meet this person? Or is it just that you're going to be more positive and you're going to be more upbeat, and it's not just going to be cloudy days, you're going to see some sunny days up ahead because you are working on your mindset? Another thing that comes through with the Four of Swords, that you're working on your mindset and you're putting yourself out there, and thus you putting yourself out there, whether it's online dating, whether it's friends, or whatever it may be for you. And that's what's going to make the offer of love come through. I personally feel like it's a combination of all of these things. That right now you're kind of stuck in this perpetuated negativity over the situation that is your love life. And the situation is a lack of love, and at times you being totally okay with it. And by that I mean totally and completely okay. You're fine. You're working on your own things. But other times it haunts you, and then you lie to yourself about it and say that you'd rather be alone. You're being urged to begin to focus on coming back into balance. Take whatever time and however long you need to focus on yourself, to focus on cultivating a much more positive mindset regarding love, a focus on also opening up your heart, because you are rather closed off toward love at this point in time. And it's very difficult for love to come in if you're completely closed off. I would recommend meditation, Reiki, self-love, self-care for this pile. Very much so. Meditation, Reiki, self-love, self-care. It's time to focus on yourself. It's time to focus on opening up your heart, balancing out your heart chakra, because there is absolutely somebody out there for you, perhaps somebody even waiting to meet you, but you're not focusing on the positivity and the joy. You're not allowing yourself to be open toward love. You're not allowing yourself to even focus on enjoyment within your life. It's a lot of negativity taking place right now. And I don't just feel like that negativity is about your love life. I feel like there's obviously got to be something else going on here as well. It seems like you're perhaps going through a bit of a rough patch. Perhaps one of the roughest patches does come from your love life, because if you had, part of you feels like if you had a person next to you, if you had that person, you'd have the support and the love and the care that you need. But at this point, it's just you relying on yourself for that support and that love and that care. And you can rely on yourself. That's what you're being urged to do right now. You're being urged to get yourself to a better headspace, let's say, before you begin to really put yourself out there in regard to your love life. But once you begin to put yourself out there, you're going to be amazed by almost how easy it is. When you have a much more positive outlook on love, when you have a much more positive outlook even on life, let's say, that's when you're going to meet someone. We have Knight of Wands jumping out next with the Knight of Cups. So it might be a couple of different someones. Could be a water sign or a fire sign. Could also, I feel like these two knights are just indicating that in general this is going to be a younger person, a young man or a young woman, in their, I would say, like 20s. I would even say like early to late 20s, like basically 20s, even early 30s, like maybe like 35 max. But this is someone that's going to be coming into your love life. And if they're not that age range, then this is somebody that is pretty young at heart. You know, they're young at heart. I would say that also because of the Page of Cups and the Six of Cups as well. And then the final card to jump out was the World, indicating that, to me, this romantic completion. So we start at this time of you feeling completely negative, like your world or your ideals that you had for your love life, your ideals, your fantasies that you had for your love life are completely never going to come true. And then we end with romantic fulfillment. Okay, and finding success, having a successful, happy, and healthy relationship within your love life. So this work, or this needs to be worked on. All of this, you need to also be honest with yourself. I feel like is something that's incredibly important as well. Because is it that you're somebody that's perpetuating negativity surrounding your love life? Is it that you're somebody that is totally okay with being single and maybe you just get these spurts of feeling lonely or alone? Or are you somebody that's, denying it completely and really just digging yourself a deeper hole? That you're denying how much you, or how badly, let's say, you do want to find a life partner, but you're not allowing yourself to focus on it because you'd rather just perpetuate the singlehood or perpetuate the negativity surrounding your love life or perpetuate the pain that you have from your love life. So this is really calling for you over the next couple of weeks or months to focus on yourself and to be honest with yourself, to look at this situation, or really honestly to look at your love life using discernment and using objectivity, and to begin to get real with yourself, okay, regarding it. Beginning to focus on, first of all, that you are never truly alone as well. So if loneliness is a huge thing here for you, focusing on the fact that you're never truly alone, that there are dozens of people in your life that have your back, okay? And trying not to allow yourself to get stuck in any of this negativity that's going on, okay? To begin to focus on yourself and your own healing, and to take all the time in the world that you need to do so. To look at this, or to look at your love life even, through an introspective lens, to be honest with yourself, to ask yourself if moving forward towards someone, or at least opening up your heart in regard to your love life, is something that is meaningful for you, because I feel like it is. I also feel like you never want to be closed off toward love, because of just in general how high vibrational and lovely and beautiful love can be. You never want to allow yourself to be completely closed off toward love, and I feel like that's something that you're beginning to move forward, like you're beginning to move, don't even want to say forward, you're beginning to move backward, let's say, into that. You're beginning to move into this very stuck and sort of miserable energy in regard to your love life, though. Okay, that it's just a lot of cynicism, I would say, is another word that's taking place here. You know, you're getting very cynical about your love life, and you're being urged to not let yourself, you're being urged really to focus on yourself and to focus on your own healing before you get to this point of being completely closed off or overly cynical about your love life. These two cards also are urging for you to start to begin to heal your inner child and also to begin to open yourself up toward love. This is where I get that healing the inner child. This is where I get also the message of Reiki to keep your heart space open, also to take care of and to begin to love yourself. So self-love and self-care. Because once you begin to heal, once you begin to open up your heart, that's when there's going to be quick movement into your love life. And that love that you're going to find is going to be incredibly fulfilling, and it's going to result in a very successful, loving, romantic relationship. Okay, so I hope that that made sense, because we are pretty much at the end of this reading, pile 3. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. And thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful day.